Two, one. Yeah. What's up, everyone? Welcome to Filmspiration, the place where filmmakers come to get inspired. My name is writer-director Red Rivera. Let's get down to business. So I've got.
You got Robert Linden here,
Yeah.
fight
Now,
choreographer extraordinaire.
yeah. So Robert, for those of us who don't know a little bit of your background, which you have a lot of background, talk to us a little bit about your history. The work that you've done throughout the years, etc. And obviously, you specialize in fight choreography.
Yeah, well, basically, I'm an actor from Tucson, Arizona. A lot of people know that, you especially.
Yeah.
You know, I started, a little bit of background. I started in the martial arts when I was 7, and got bit by the acting bug when I was 14,
Hmm.
and became a professional wrestler at the age of 18. And so doing all that stuff, I put it, to use, in the films. Um, as for per the fight choreography, uh, I used, what I learned in professional wrestling and martial arts to become a fight choreographer because I, knew how to fall and I knew how to fight. So,
Ro-
became the fight choreographer Tucson.
Robert, wrestling, fight choreography, and it sounds like originally acting. Was there ever, if I could get my words out correctly, was there ever a part of you that felt the need to just do one or two of these, or was it just kind of like a thing where you're like actually okay with doing all of them, or have you always had to do and wear all these different hats?
Um, you know, I guess in a way, I felt that I had to slash wanted to do all of them.
Hmm.
Just because um, I feel like I'm like I guess I would say versatile person, and I want to wear different hats when it comes to the film industry and being in front of the camera or behind,
Yeah.
or entertaining people. And so having wearing all those hats, it's fine with me. But if I had to choose one, it definitely would be the acting.
The acting. Why the acting?
Yeah.
Because I mean, obviously, like here in Tucson, from when you were here before yourself and your lovely wife moved away, um, every time we talk kung fu, every time, hey, who's the guy to go to that, and your name always came up, like, oh, call Robert up, anytime you need some stunts,
Yeah.
some kung fu, some karate. But so why the acting? Why the acting? Because I mean,
The acting only because I can play somebody totally different than who I am. People. If you ask anybody in Tucson who knows me, they call me Bruce Leroy. The Black Bruce Lee. Um, so they know me as the action guy, the martial arts guy, the fight choreographer.
yeah,
But if I'm in front of the camera as an actor, I can be the nerd. I can be the
yeah.
the, the boyfriend, things like that. Instead of always the guy who tells the actor or whatever, no, okay, this is what the fight's gonna look like, you
Hmm.
know.
And
And so,
Robert, so I mean, throughout the years, um, you probably know way better than I do with regards to, like, just the curveballs that life's going to throw your way. What do you do, or what have you done when life has thrown you curveballs? Um, and how have you dealt with them to keep on going? Because apparently you have kept on going even in moving out to LA, correct?
yes. Um, that's funny because life throws curveballs and I really suck at baseball. And so I could never hit a ball. So the way I see it is life. Can I say a cuss word on here? I'm not sure if you want it.
Yeah, sure, dude.
Okay,
Feel free, man. Good.
okay. My motto is when life hands you lemons, make orange juice and have life asking how the fuck did you do that? You know. And
Nice. I
so
like that.
yeah, so that's my thing, with all the cards I was dealt with my health and my wife's health and
Hmm.
all these things, I can either choose to sit down and be like, okay, well, this is the end, and I don't want to do anything anymore, or I can choose to keep fighting and fulfill the plan that I have and or, that God has for me. So
Yeah.
there's no stopping.
Robert, and so, damn, you know what? I just had a question off the top of my head. Okay, so with regards to not stopping, a lot of times, a lot of filmmakers, um, a lot of actors and actresses will have a definition of making it, right? But
Hmm.
in my opinion, a lot of times, we see the mansions, we see the cars, we see the Oscars, and that's all fine and dandy. And congratulations to everyone who's reached those heights, in my opinion. But for a lot of everyone else, it's very much an ongoing process, and the brutal reality from what I've come to understand is it's an ongoing process. I mean, it'll always be difficult. What how do you define success? How do you define success? What is success to you? And what kind of advice would you give to people out there with regards to how they should define success?
Well, success to me. See, I can't even talk either. Thanks, Edgar.
You're welcome. Boom, threw it right your way.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Success to me is uh, taking that first step to fulfilling your dream.
Hmm.
For me, moving to LA, I'm already successful because a lot of people are still thinking about moving to where their careers. A lot of people are, just like, I don't know if I should. You know,
Hmm.
I was with Gia. Gia.
Hmm.
She came out to LA and we both had a sit down with Michael Jai White, and he said, you know what, you guys even being here, you're already successful in your career because a lot of people don't want to be here, or a lot of people are wondering if they should be here.
Yeah.
So making it already um, is being here and then doing what I love doing. So I'm already successful, even if I don't become an A-lister
Hmm.
in the films or don't have big mansions or things like that. I'm already doing what I love to do. I'm successful.
So it kind of goes. It sounds like in that sense, it kind of goes back to you know, the fact that you even started that journey. You said, I'm going to go to LA. You did it, and
Hmm.
and that's like you said, a lot of people are still thinking about that, right?
Yeah, it's all with that first step to, if you're an actor, LA is where the work is. Go to
Yeah.
LA. You know that I mean the majority of the work. There's also work in Atlanta, but you go to places where you're gonna succeed in your acting career or film industry career. You take that one big step and you're already successful.
Now, Robert, before I turn into Barbara Walters here, before you mentioned that you wanted to start up on fight choreography. So what do you want to talk about with regards to fight choreography? Because I think frankly, that's a topic that I've not really had to think about outside of the times that you and I had made those shorts, and I learned a lot. I learned a lot with regards to, like, how to shoot a sequence. Second time around, you and I communicated about, keeping the camera moving, and having it be less about the editing and more about the actual martial arts themselves. But I mean, so what did you want to bring to the table with regards to martial arts? To,
Well, in regards to that, I just wanted to talk about what it takes to choreograph a fight
hmm.
and what things what it entails. For the fact, sorry, for actors and actresses, that and DPs, directors, just give them knowledge on what goes into fight choreographers' minds and what we need to deal with and how to put together a fight and just let people know that it's easy, but it's not easy.
Yeah. Oh, Robert, I think your image. Oh, there you go. There you go.
Oh,
It froze
I'm
off for a
good.
moment.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. Sorry about that. I don't know what
it's okay.
happened.
It's okay.
Um, Also with that, just want to say like a big part of fight choreography is emotion.
Hmm.
You know, a lot of people don't know that we're telling stories with our body and our emotions without dialogue. The art of fighting, I mean, the art of storytelling without dialogue. So, for instance, if let's just say you and I are in a movie, I'm the good guy, you're the bad guy.
Hmm.
If I go to you and I say, "Hey Edgar," boom, hit you in the face. Why am I doing that? You know,
Hmm.
that could be the end of the movie, and people are like, "Why did he do that?" You know,
Hmm.
so that's what that's what we're gonna tell a story. You know, say in the beginning of the movie, you kill my wife. Throughout the whole movie, we're telling a story about how I'm gonna get revenge on you. You know,
Hmm.
and when it comes to the final fight, we're gonna tell the story with our fist and however else we're fighting. Because I'm gonna fight you with the anger that I have for you killing my wife.
Yeah.
You know, and that's all the emotion that we're gonna be using in that fight scene. And you know, if I in the fight scene, let's just say I am so mad, I pick up a frying pan and I hit you over the head with it, my reaction, my emotion is gonna be I hate you. You know,
Hmm.
mm, boom, hit you with the frying pan. You killed my wife. That whole fight is me mad at you for killing my wife.
Hmm.
You know, that's the storytelling. Now people are like, damn, he is pissed off because he killed Edgar killed his wife. You
Yeah.
know, and and that's what a lot of people don't understand is like they want to put together a fight scene but just don't want to have emotion behind it or tell people why they're fighting. They just want to do this a cool move, that's a cool move, that's a cool move, but it's a cool move, but why are we doing it?
Motive. So you're talking
Yeah,
about your, it sounds like you're diving into the fact that there has to be, and there probably are many times, motives behind the fighting being an extension of the communication in the storytelling process.
yeah. um and that's one thing, like, because if you there's a guy named John Crane. He's a I call one of my mentors here in Hollywood. He's a world renowned fight choreographer,
Hmm.
and I studied under him a little bit. Um, and this thing keeps pausing. Sorry, I don't know why.
Yeah, that's all right.
Keep losing you. Um, you know, we talk about what goes into fight choreography. You know, gives me pointers too, and we just throw ideas off of each other. And the one thing we talk about is you have to have a reason.
Hmm.
In every script, you have to find the reason they're fighting. You know, someone can hand you a script and it'll say John hits Fred, and then we're like, okay, we have to come up with a reason why. You know
Hmm.
what I mean? So in the script, you can say John fights Fred, and in the end of the fight, Fred knocks out John. Okay, we got that. So we got to fill in the blanks. You know, we got to find out how does he knock him out? You
Hmm.
know, if he got attacked first, you know. So a lot of people write their scripts and say, okay, we want this, and this in there, but then a lot of times we just get this happens, and at the end, this happens.
Yeah.
And so we fill in the blanks, and we have the actors um, use their emotions, and we put together a fight that makes sense.
And you know what's funny, Robert, is I I'm really not going to sit here and tell you like that I'm the foremost authority on martial arts films. I'm far from it, bro. But one of the ones that comes to mind that I always used to watch, that I remember having a lot of emotion was Bloodsport, because
Okay.
when you had those fight scenes, especially between I forgot the bad guy's name, like the really bad guy, the beefy dude, and Jean-Claude Van
Bolo
Damme.
Young.
Bolo Young.
Yes.
Bolo Young was so whenever he, you remember when they'd go into like slow motion right after he would knock someone out, you just saw this rage on the guy's face and he was just in the zone. And so that's one of the things that always stuck out to me is that emotion that he just had like this really insane look on his face. And so it's that emotion that always, every time I see like a meme or a gif from Bloodsport, it's that look on his face after, and just the intensity that was transferred into that fight. And that's really amazing and really awesome that you bring up the fact that ultimately the fight, or at least if I'm reading you correctly, that the fight is ultimately an extension of the story being told. Because what I always tell people, outside of fight choreography and martial arts films, one thing or at least I like to remind myself, first and foremost, and then also anybody who, if I'm talking to them, and if we're talking like script and screen structure, or if we're talking social media, and the many different art forms, whether it's caveman around a fire, drawings on a wall, us here on Facebook, words on Facebook, pictures on Facebook, a Facebook Live, maybe a pre-edited video. What all of that is doing is, or and everything in between, from books, poetry, literature, magazines, etc., etc. It's all one thing. It's all communication. It's all the telling of a story, and so that's why I personally am big on two things, which is story structure and also the characters that are delivering that story structure. But I never really took a moment to let it sink in that, yeah, the fight itself too is an extension of that story being told.
Yeah. It's not just there to be there to make the scene look awesome. There's
Yeah.
it's a soap opera without words.
Wow. I like that. I
Yeah.
like, and you know what? I'd never thought of it that way before. Um,
Hmm.
what else was I gonna ask you? I was also gonna ask you something else, Robert. So, how? Oh, you know what? So in Los Angeles, how big is the fight choreography scene, the martial arts for film and television scene? Just out of curiosity, because I myself don't know, and there's probably, excuse me if the question might seem a little ignorant, but I'm just curious to know, because like I see all your photos on Facebook and whatnot, and I'm like, wow, there's a lot going on over there.
Yeah, it's the pool is huge. You
Hmm.
know, um, I'm a newborn fish in a big ocean here
Mm,
when it comes to that, because there's a lot of stunt people here, a lot of fight choreographers, trying to get their self known.
yeah,
I've trained with a couple of great choreographers and stuntmen while I'm here, and it's ridiculously large, But hey, it is what it is here. It's LA,
that's cool. But
so
But there's got to be a piece of you. I mean, coming from Tucson and then going to LA and being in, yeah, a bigger pool, but with more people specifically of that niche, the fight
mhm.
choreography niche. I mean, that's gotta feed a piece of you right here, bro. That's gotta, I guess, keep you going, and it's just more fuel, I guess, for your heart, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. Um, Not only because it's I want to say because there's competition, but because there's a lot of people here that are willing to work with each other on it. So, you know, it keeps you going because well, it keeps me going because I've worked with a lot of great stuntmen already,
Mhm.
and martial artists and fight choreographers, and we're all after the same thing, but at the same time, we're in competition. At the same time, we're willing to help each other out.
That
So
and fueling each other and lifting each other up. I mean, especially in that very niche group, or I don't know if I could call it niche, but in that group, I mean, that's got to be important to have your, as as the terms popped up recently, to find your tribe, to find your group of
mhm.
people, to find your squad, basically, right? Like that's got to be a
Yeah.
big help in keeping you going.
Oh yeah, it definitely is. You know, there was actually that was not a story, but there was a time where I have a friend. He's a stunt man, and he called me, and this is one of the times I wish that I had my SAG card. but he called me and he's like, "Hey, they need guys for the show SWAT," and I'm like, "Yes,
Ooh,
I'm on it." And
yeah.
he's like, "You're staying, right?" And I was like, "No, darn it."
Oh
He's like,
no.
"Well, I'm gonna talk to them anyway. They might use you because they used up the other stunt guys.
Yeah.
They don't want to keep recycling them, but it's okay that they didn't. But at least him being a known person, he called me and was like, hey, you know, this show needs guys.
Yeah.
So we help each other out.
That's cool, Robert.
And so yeah,
That's really, really cool.
I like it.
Um, what else did you want to put on the table? Just as because that's
Um,
what's kind of exciting to me, dude, is that like in this improvised jam session, bro, what's on your mind, man? Talk to me.
yeah. Well, actually, let's see, well, no, in a few weeks, November 28th,
Hmm.
I'm actually coming into town on Tucson for a
Yeah.
day. So, I was talking to Alan Williams and asked and told him that I wanted to do a 2-hour seminar on fight choreography for
Oh,
actors
cool.
and actresses and directors and things like that. And he's like, okay, cool, use his gym and I'm gonna have to charge a little fee for it, but
Yeah.
I want to get I want to show people what it's like to actually work on a set with a fight choreographer and what it takes to put a fight together and things like that. So Wednesday, if things go well, I mean,
Hmm.
I'll put out a Facebook invite and things like that to people, and things work out. It'll be at CrossFit Milo, Allen's gym,
Hmm.
and you'll learn from me. I don't consider myself the best, but maybe Tucson people like me a lot.
Yeah.
So,
No,
you
you
know,
still you Robert, you still got a tremendous amount that you bring to the table, bro. No doubt about that, dude. So
I
tell you what, let
appreciate it.
me so let me know about that. Let me give me like a little reminder nudge, bro, and I will be here. I'll be ready, and I'll go out and support, man. And we can do like a film inspiration from out there, or just something thorough, something very improvised. See whatever comes up, bro. But I'll go out, man. Just give me a little
Okay.
reminder nudge, and let me know.
Okay, yeah, definitely. I appreciate you.
Cool,
You know.
Robert. And um, let me see if there's something else that I can think about with regards to. All right. Last question, unless you got something, Robert. So you know how sometimes, as artists, a lot of us work the day job. I'm always talking about that on Filmspiration, because we have to, got to pay the bills. Um, you come home, you're tired, and being in your computer is like that's the last thing you want to do. But that's the grind, and that's the reality for a lot of people. But sometimes I've seen, unfortunately, some certain people that I can rattle off, they step away from the dream, and I personally wonder, like, where do they go, and will they ever be back, and whatnot. What do you tell either aspiring actors, actresses, current actors and actresses? What do you tell people in this craft who say, you know what, I'm done, or I want to give up, or you know, what do you say to them
Um,
when you've had those moments, Robert?
I yeah, I had those moments. I had one actually the other day. But I tell them and I tell myself, there's nothing wrong with trying and failing. What is wrong is failing to try.
Mm,
Um, but it's a sacrifice. Like you have to sacrifice a lot in order to fulfill your dreams. Because dreams don't come easy.
yeah.
It's like reaching. It's like standing on Earth, reaching for a star. It's going to be hard, but eventually you'll grab a star. you
Hmm.
know just take that, you know however you want to take it, but it's just you can't give up that easily. I mean, it's easy to say I quit because that's
Yeah.
the easy road to take, but hard work always pays off. you
Hmm.
know when I first got here, I was still in the mentality of, hey, people should know me. I have a resume. I have a reel. People should hire me now. And but
Yeah.
it's not that way. But I had to it, think like, okay, well, I'm gonna start over here, so I just got to keep going and going. You
Hmm.
know, do what I got to do. So there's no point in giving up because 10 years down the road, 5 years down the road, you're gonna say, oh, well, I should have stuck with it, and you don't want
Yeah.
to be telling yourself I should have stuck with it when you should have just kept going with it and trying and trying. It's okay if you don't become an A-lister or get to where you're at, at least you can say you tried.
Yeah.
And, that's what I'm doing.
Good, man. And it sounds like obviously, I mean, for all the years that I've known you, Robert, wrestling, fight choreography, originally the acting. It sounds like you're always doing something that's feeding you and making you happy because obviously this makes you happy. And I guess where I'm going with this is I think it's important for actors and actresses to, or for people in the craft, for just human beings in general, beyond filmmaking, to just know first off, who are you, like, and what makes you happy? Like, what is your makeup? Maybe you're not an artist, maybe you're an entrepreneur, maybe you're maybe you're somebody who I don't know, but my 2 cents on this matter is to know who you are, because when you know who you are, then what makes you happy. And a lot of times I've ignored what makes me happy, and I've gone for personally what I think will make me happy or what I think people will perceive as quote unquote successful. But in my case, it's always gone back to no, I'm not, like let's say in the case where I was studying law and I thought it's fascinating, but like there's nothing wrong with law, but it just wasn't for me. Because ultimately what
Yeah,
always made me happy is always going back and picking up a camera and organizing some friends. And so it sounds like you gotta do what makes you happy and because if it doesn't make you happy, why else would you be doing it, right?
yeah. I mean, same when for me, I was in the medical field for 11 years, and although it was a good job, the only reason why I did it is because my mom was in it,
Hmm.
and I thought that that was something that I should do. But the whole time I was like, I don't belong here. Every time like there would be an audition for me to do,
Hmm.
or somebody calls me, asks me to do a film, I would call off of work, or
Hmm.
I would say, hey, I need these days off so I can go. I would lie and say, hey, I need to go to the doctor's office or something, just so I could
Yeah.
go do a film, And so when it came time, I was like, you know what, I'm going to LA,
Yeah.
and quit that job because that wasn't for me.
And so it was just like that gut feeling that wouldn't stop being there, right?
Hmm.
How important is it for people to listen to that gut feeling, or maybe they don't even have the ability to tune in to that gut feeling? And when I say gut feeling, to some people it's a gut feeling. Other people call it intuition. Other people will call it God. Other people call it the universe. How important is it to listen to that thing, whatever name you give it? How important is that, Robert? Because for myself personally, I mean, I think it's important.
Yeah, I believe it's really important to listen to it. If I didn't listen to it, I'd still be over there in that miserable job, you
Hmm.
know, just just working the 9 to 5 and just being sad and regretful that I didn't chase my dream.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, the regret I do have is I didn't move to LA earlier, but
Hmm.
at least I made the step.
Yeah.
So if something's telling you, man, get out of there, do what you need to do it, what makes you happy, do it. Listen.
Yeah.
You don't want to regret it. You don't want to look back and say I should have when you could do it now.
Hey, Robert, and that kind of leads me into my next question. Just it's daisy chaining right off of this. What do you say to that person who's like, I'm scared, or what if, or what if, or what if, or I'm scared? What do you say to that fear? How do you handle that fear?
I tell them to look fear right in the eye and kick it in the face. You know, that's the
Like
only way
that.
you can
Yeah.
handle that. Yeah, that's the only way you can get past that fear. Um, One of my hashtags is failure failed to stop me, and
Mm,
so you can't you're gonna be afraid, but because you're gonna be afraid of the unknown, but that's normal because your body is used to what you're doing now. Your mind
hmm.
is used to what you're doing now. It doesn't like change, but once that
Yeah.
change comes, you're gonna say, okay, I belong here. I'm good. You know.
Hmm.
So just follow that gut instinct. Something tells you get out there, put yourself out there, become the successful actor you want to be. Then listen to it. Do what you got to do.
Cool. Awesome, Robert. Robert, thank you so much for your time. Is there anything else you'd like to add? Maybe something I've not asked you about, something else that you want aspiring actors, actresses, maybe currently working actors and actresses to know? Just anything else you want to share?
Let's see. No, no, I was kidding. Uh, like I keep saying, do follow your dreams. Nothing can stop you. Nothing. Only person stopping you is you. And so just keep grinding, keep keep on keeping on. Don't let anything stop you. You're gonna get a lot of naysayers, especially from family, which really sucks.
Hmm.
But I mean, I'm blessed that none of my family members said you're not gonna make it. But I've had friends that say you're not gonna make it, and naysayers are what fuels me, and it
Hmm.
should fuel you know actors and actresses and things like that. People who want to make it, naysayers are the fuel to your success. So just keep that in mind.
I like that. I like that because you know what? You're there. You're taking something. Sorry, I'm scratching my leg right here. There, you're taking something that's going to be in abundance, negativity, but you're turning it into versus the rocks in your pocket while you're trying to swim in the river. You're turning it into your fuel, into your jet fuel,
Hmm.
and it's a shift or a tweak right here from what I'm seeing, which is really neat. Not just for you, but for anybody. And so,
Yeah,
and that I mean that I got to remind myself of that all the time. I really like that, bro. Very cool.
yeah. Thank you.
All
Just
right,
keep remembering.
cool, Robert. So I'll hit you up in the DM, bro, for your information or maybe an email if anybody can get in touch with you. Or would that be cool if anyone would like to reach out to you for fight choreography services or consultation or anything like that?
Yeah, that'd be fine with me.
Okay, cool. Well, then I'll hit you up in the direct message. And Robert, thank you very much. Um,
All right. Thank you,
and
sir.
thank you very much, bro. And it was great seeing you randomly. We got to do this more often. Um,
Yes, sir. We do.
we will call this uh, jam session or something like that. You know what I mean? Improv jam session. I don't know. I'll
Hey,
I'll
it
post it right
works.
now, but I'll put it out there, brother. All right, man. I hope
All
you
right,
and
brother.
Alice are doing good, man. And I'll be in touch. Okay.
All right, brother. Thank you.
All right. I'll talk to you later, man.
All right.
Take care.
All
Bye.
right. Bye.